Hey gaming family, Sega Man back here with another video. We are going to go back in time, back into 1981, when this system was very popular, back then. I want to show you a vintage game system that is a great system and is actually having some revampment in this era in 2019. And a guy named Tommy Tallarico, he used to be on Electric Playground that I used to watch on G4. And he actually wants to bring this system back for people to see for this day and era, for kids to play in this day and era, and I guess see what they think about it. I think it's great what Tommy Tallarico's doing with it, wanting to bring this system back. But I have the original system that came out in 1981. My uncle found it at a mission in its box in its entirety with a slew of games. So I want you guys to see what I have here, and I hope you enjoy this video. I want to show you some of my old vintage systems, and give you a little bit of just what I know about them and what I enjoyed on them. So let's get into it. So let me show you the box first of this system. This is the Intellivision. This is its original box. You really can't find these game systems in the original box, and I was very just lucky my uncle found it in its box in the entirety with everything in it, even games. You know what I mean? He actually gave me it for free. He asked me if I wanted it, and he sent it to me. So that's the Intellivision. As you can see, there some of the games in the background you can see. A lot of sports games, a lot of, like there was cool shooting games on it, boxing games, different types of games. It looks like the Intellivision back then in 1981 were kind of on a sports kick. There was a lot of sports games on here, blackjack, different types of games like that. But here's the back of the box right here. It is by Mattel. You know what I mean? I know the graphics are very, very, but graphics didn't mean nothing back then. People were just excited to see this thing and wanted to give it a try and try it out, like the Atari and like the ColecoVision. The ColecoVision had more graphics to it. It was way more expensive than any other system that was out. I have a ColecoVision, and the ColecoVision for its time was really good, very good. You know what I mean? But it was an expensive system to own back then. So a lot of people went to the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800 came out later, which was really pretty decent graphically. I have one of those also. But the Intellivision, I like the look of it. You know what I mean? It's very vintage, very, just kind of like a cool old school space age looking system in my opinion. So let's take a look at the actual system itself, and I'll also show you some games for it. You know what I mean? So this is this system here, the original system. It looks very, very good. Whoever had this system took care of it. A lot of these systems you find today are really beat up. I mean, destroyed. Like I think one time somebody had one of these that they were selling or trying to sell on one of the websites, and it looked muddy looking. It was chipped up here, cracked. You know what I mean? This is in very good condition. And in my opinion, back in the day, they just made things a lot better. A lot better. You know what I mean? It has a wood finish, old school 80s, 70s wood finish. You know what I mean? That was big back in those days. And then here is the controller that actually slips out like that. Looks like an old rotary cord from an old school phone, that grandma used to have, or mom. You know what I mean? This is the controller pad right here. And I believe the buttons are actually like for different difficulties, and it has a clear and enter button down the bottom here too for different functionalities. You know, I think that's what these buttons were for. The back is flat, which is kind of pretty cool looking, and it has 2 buttons here on the side. But it's just really cool to show you guys, you know, these, you know, my vintage systems. You know what I mean? I know some of you probably never heard of it and just would like to see a piece of gaming history, because the Intellivision is definitely a piece of gaming history, guys. It wasn't all, like I said before, it wasn't all about graphics and like today. The games on this system were fun, and they're still fun today. Sometimes you can find these games in plug and plays. You can find them on, you know, like the newer systems that came out, even back in the old school OG Xbox days. I actually have the game that has all the Intellivision games on it, which was cool. See, the main point about this is nostalgia will never go away. It might lie dormant, but it always comes back. Like I said, Tommy Tallarico is reintroducing the Intellivision, and I think that's great. You know what I mean? It's awesome. You know what I mean? But you'll always see these like downloadable digitally on your Xbox One X or your game systems. You know what I mean? They, you know, they never die. You know what I mean? It's just a great old system. I actually plugged it into my HD TV and it still works. You know what I mean? It has a reset button here. This is the off and on button here. And then on the side here is where you actually put the cartridges, you know, for the Intellivision. You know what I mean? Some of you, a lot of you that are probably watching this video now probably wasn't even born yet. You know, 1981 was I was very young, very getting back into games, you know, back then. You know what I mean? Just breaking the ice with, you know, being into gaming when I was younger. Now I'm a collector and then kind of an historian of games. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to show you guys this, and I want to show you some of the games I have for it. These games were very popular back in the day on the Atari 2600. And one of the games that was very popular that I played on the Atari 2600, and I tried out for the Intellivision, is called Atlantis. This was a great game, and as I said, the tapes are actually smaller, like smaller than an Atari 2600 game, or even a ColecoVision game. And this is Atlantis that came out, you know, for it back in the day. It's kind of like a, how can I say it, Space Invaders like type shooter. You have to stop the alien ships from destroying Atlantis. You're down the bottom, and they come past, and you blow them up before they try to destroy your world, the Atlantis. It was a great game. I still love this game today. It's just an awesome game for the Intellivision. Another game that people might know about, that this guy's still going, still living through game systems. You know what I mean? He's lovable today, and that is Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? This is the Donkey Kong for the Intellivision. And like I said, these games, they fit on the side. Right on the side here, I'll show you. Just slip it in like that. And there you go. You know? Yeah, it sticks out. You know what I mean? But like I said, people didn't really care about that back then. They just wanted to play the games. That's all it's about, guys. It's about playing the games. You know what I mean? And enjoying gaming and enjoying yourself. You know, playing these, you know, these electronic things that we have today. You know, that's what it's really all about. You know what I mean? And, you know, like I said, it came with a whole bunch of, uncle, you know, a whole bunch of games. He gave me with it. Skiing, you know, slam dunk basketball game. You know, really cool little tapes. You know what I mean? And that's awesome. But I just wanted to do this video real quick and just show you some of my vintage systems that I have. Yeah, the Intellivision was just really cool. You know what I mean? You, you know, if you look on the side of this box here, it has a family playing a poker game on this very old school TV. If I can try to show you that real quick. You know what I mean? Right here. You know, see them there? You know, hey, you know, Dad's like, look, hey, this is fun, isn't it? You know what I mean? People smiling, everything. You know what I mean? But you know, back then, yeah, they were in competition also. Atari, ColecoVision, Intellivision. Um, I'm not sure about the Odyssey. I own an Odyssey, also complete in box with a slew of games, and I'll probably do a video more in depth on that later. You know what I mean? But these vintage game systems are near and dear in my heart. You know what I mean? I love these systems. You know what I mean? I just like to show you guys, uh, you know, some of the vintage systems that I own, and you know, and I still love today. And believe it or not, yeah, I'll still plug them up when I feel like it and start playing them. You know, one of my favorite games on this system was called Astro Smash. It's a great space type game where these, you know, the asteroids come down at you and you're on the ground and you have to shoot them, and blow them up. I played it on the Xbox arcade on the 360. You know, and I wish they would bring that back. You know what I mean? Your avatar can go to these different, you know, arcades and play these different types of games. It was awesome. You know, they might bring it back sometime. You know what I mean? But Astro Smash is one I played it for hours. You know what I mean? I just loved it. And then it was on the Intellivision. You know, like I said, which is a very old school vintage game system that still lives on. You know what I mean? You got a guy that's like Tommy Tallarico that was with Electric Playground that talked about this in interviews. He's bringing it back. He wants to make it online where people can play online. You know what I mean? Download your games from it. That's awesome. You know what I mean? That shows you that, you know, true gamers and people that are into gaming, you know, they really want to bring these vintage systems back. You know, like the Nintendo Mini, the Sega Genesis Mini. They're bringing out other minis soon of these systems, and that's cool. You know what I mean? That's great to pay homage to, you know, gaming. That's what it's all about. You know, not all this other stuff and drama about the newer systems today and who's better and who's going to be more powerful. It's not all about that, guys. It's about enjoying the games that they bring to you. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video talking about the old school Intellivision. You know, if you guys you want to get into collecting, maybe you can find one in very good condition, in working condition. You know what I mean? If not, maybe you can build up on it and try to find it. You know what I mean? And if you want to get into collecting like me, you know what I mean? Give these systems a shot. You know what I mean? Try them out. You might find something that you really like. You know what I mean? So I'll be back with another video here soon, guys. But I felt like doing this video showing you the Intellivision game system and some of my vintage systems that I own. I hope you guys have a good Sunday. Hope you are enjoying gaming. You know what I mean? Playing all the kind of games you like to play. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. You know, I like doing the Sega Man reviews. You know, I really like doing that, and I'm going to keep doing that. You know what I mean? And I'll be back with more pickups videos soon. So enjoy the rest of your day, guys. All right? Xbox for life. Peace.